you are going to be watching a very special and unique video. This one entitled, How to Hook a Heavyweight Without Flopping to the Guard. Now, many people have developed this perception that if you have somebody who's bigger and stronger or whatever, that there's no way you can take the person down, so you might as well just fall to your back, wrap your legs around the person, and then go from there. Well, today I'm going to show you a different way of going about this, defensively as well as offensively, and how you work against a guy who's bigger and stronger than you. And these techniques are good. You won't see a triangle choke. You're not going to see really much of a double leg. You'll see a little bit, but not the way you've seen it in like no-holds-barred fights. Not really going to see a hip toss or any of these other things that the guy outweighs you by 100 pounds. So, very effective technique that you'll see. Now, the other thing I want to say is that you'll notice that on this video I just start right out talking. I'm not giving you all the Hollywood bells and whistles with titles and all this other crap. My purpose in each of my videos is very simply to give you the information to teach you. I don't need you to fast forward through 2 minutes of me, hitting the heavy bag or, running in the park, jumping ropes, skipping over benches or whatever. Forget that. We get right to it. So everything you're paying for in your video is the information, not the bells and the whistles. So appreciate that. Now, we're going to get to it here in a second, but before we do, I want to say one more thing. If you get hurt practicing any of these techniques, it's not my fault, okay? So that's my disclaimer. Practice these with a competent coach or somebody else who knows what they're doing that can help you. Do not do them on your little sister. Do not do them on your grandmother or anybody that you can hurt. Do them on somebody who is experienced. All right, we'll be right back in a second. Okay, so here we are with the heavyweight, Vince. Now, sometimes we'll be using him, sometimes we'll use some other people that are maybe a little lighter. But Vince wrestled in high school and college, does judo, he does shuai jiao, he does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, sambo, and he does catch wrestling. So he's a tough dude. Don't mess with him. But anyway, give you an idea here. He's taller than me and he's bigger than I am. So what I want to do when I'm in a position with him is I'm standing in this kind of a stance, or maybe leading one leg like this, maybe my feet are like this, either here or stagger. Doesn't much matter, because he's bigger than me, okay? But I'm not going to be like this, in like a boxing kind of stance. Just very slight variations. Now, if he is coming at me and pushing into me, a bigger guy likes to push and move you around. The main thing I have to understand is that he shouldn't be able to do this if I keep my hands inside. So here he is coming at me, and my hands are inside of his biceps right here, so push me as hard as you want. See, I can let him push me back, but he's not controlling me. Okay, so he comes at me fast, boom, I'm here, just in this position, okay? Coming at me very quickly, boom, right here. Now once I'm here, I can push back like this, and we're both pushing each other around, but I have the advantage. But basically, I don't want to push back, I only want to neutralize him. So he's pushing me back, I can go like this, and I can knock him around, or I can just let him even move me a little bit. But I know that I have good position here compared to him if he's trying to out-grapple me. Okay, here, inside. Now I can move an arm up this way, move an arm up this way. I can come inside here. You got to learn how to move your arms and pummel with the guy, and a lot of the beating the heavyweight is being able not only to outmove him with your feet, but to outmove him with your hands. So if he's coming in here and my arms are here, see, now I can drop one arm and come in this way. See, now I've got an underhook position. Okay? Or at the same time that he's coming, boom, I'm already here. Before even going to this position to begin with, he's coming, boom, and I'm in. So my hand is going back, but my elbow's going forward, and then my hand comes in this way. So it goes a circular movement like this. So here, well, sorry, come right at me, straight at the chest, boom, that way. Yeah, straight at the chest, here, boom. And then I'm here, see, boom. Foot sweep here, or I can move into hip throw, but let's assume he weighs 300 pounds or something. Foot sweeps are very easy to get on big guys. But for right now, I'm just going to stay focused on the hand fighting. So here's one, Here's 2, this way. And if he's really coming at you, you can use both hands this way. So one arm after another has got to have this ability to fish in. Notice that I'm not going and meeting him force for force. He comes at me forcefully, I'm coming this way. Now I have an underhook, like that. Now, so those are first 2 positions. If he grabs me, let's say by the shirt, like this, same kind of thing as I can move in and come in this way. Or this side, boom, here. Or I can bring my arm down this way and bring my arm here. Arm comes down this way, I come in. This is all very important because you want to control the position as much as you can, beginning on the feet if possible. All right, now the next position to go over is from an upper body tie-up, which we call an over and under position or belly to belly. Here, I have 1 over, I have 1 under, he has 1 under, he has 1 over. We have this kind of tie-up. Now on the street or in most grabbing situations, most people don't know how to stand or move in these positions. Big guys, big heavyweights, might know how to get this position, but they don't know how to move from here. So you need to create movement to keep him off balance. So what we're going to do now is this pummeling drill. So in like Tai Chi and different styles of Kung Fu, you'll see different sticky hands drills. Vince doesn't know them, so I won't try to have him do it with me right now. But basically what we're doing with the pummeling and wrestling is doing sticky body. Okay, so here I stick and move to the other side. I stick and he moves. Move. And then I can use footwork. And we're going this way. We're going this way. So even if he's big and strong and starts pushing me around, if I can move my hands and feet faster than he can, I can outmaneuver him and beat him. Okay, so you really want to work on your pummeling skills. Now the key is that from this position, I want to pummel in to get a better position. So I'm coming in and I'm fishing my hand in between his. Now he knows how to do it as well, so he fishes and then I fish and we go back and forth like that. Boom, okay? So that's how you drill it, beginning level. Actually, beginning level, just stand here and just go like this till you can do this right. Once you can do it, then you move. Once you're better at it, then you tighten your elbows up a bit. Yeah, this way, and you give your partner more resistance. So you learn how to do this, regardless of size. Boom, boom. Okay. So that gives you a good idea with the pummeling, footwork, and position. Other things to be aware of in position are grabbing the guy's head, grabbing a hand, grabbing the guy's head, he puts his hand here, you stay in control of this position, inside again. All these different things you've got to take into account. Now, with the underhook, I'm going to show 2 more things. The underhook, 3 more things. The underhook, the bear hug, and then the double overhooks. Okay, so from an underhook here, I've got many things I can do to him to bring him down and start to hook him or submit him without falling down. You see, this is not my only option. Okay, going like this. So if I get knocked down to there, okay, fine. But to have that as my first and only option, to me, is asinine. So here, from this type of position, I can pull his head down right into here, and I've got a front face lock, okay? Or a head chancer. Here, I pull him down, right here, my arm comes across. I can grab my own hands here and pull up, and I've got basically something that can break the guy's neck. You can also do it this way. Hand goes on the trapezius. Put your other hand on your wrist, and you've got a guillotine choke right there. Okay, same kind of thing here. Boom. Now, face lock, same hold. So this is different than you'll see other people doing, where they wait for the guy maybe to shoot in. Okay, and then now you try to get him. Maybe it's too late then. Here's a way you can take control right from the beginning. I'm going to get into some details on these 2 hooks in just a second. But that's an example of how I can control from this underhook. Okay, Make sure your head is always on the same side as the underhook. Here, don't be over here. Otherwise, he's controlling your arm. Okay. Now, the next thing is double underhooks, or like a bear hug type position. And you'll see some of the jiu-jitsu fighters and whatever, they'll come in and they'll get their head here and lock around my waist. Yeah, and they'll be like this. Now, this, you haven't really seen too many wrestlers get beat in this position by a jiu-jitsu guy. Now, he's learned to bring this foot up and he can sweep my leg, or he can, no, don't do a wrestling throw. No, you know what I mean. Yeah, sweep, pull my foot in. Oh, yeah, no, with your leg, Yeah, that way, okay? So here he has a problem of mixing so many different arts together. Here, if you're in this kind of bear hug position and you come and you hook this leg, that's what you see a lot of jiu-jitsu guys doing, is hooking this way. And it's a very good technique, and it works really well. Shuai Jiao has a similar technique where shave here and bring the guy back. The only deal is that against a really good wrestler, if you get in underneath and you're coming here, see, he's going to come here and overhook you. And he's going to hold here. He's going to get his butt back and he'll break the grip. So if a bigger guy gets in on this like a bear hug, you want to get here and you push your hands into him and you move your butt back. And that elongates his arms and snaps his grip right that way. So that's how you control this kind of position, just to get him out of there. There's throws and things I can do from here as well. But for now, here, boom, that way. All right, now the next thing is, how do I control the bear hug? Okay, if this isn't that good a deal, then where do I want to be? If you get two hands underneath on a big, huge guy, I wouldn't try to wrap around him, but somebody you can wrap around, here, keep your head to the inside. Your head inside rather than here. If my head's inside, it's going to be harder for him to headlock me. If he goes to headlock, see, I can slip out of it. Here, he goes to headlock, boom, I slip out. But if you're like this, holding him, he can headlock very easily. There. Okay. Oh, I'm hurt. No. Okay, so from here, head inside like this. Now I can bring this foot inside here to hip throw him, to leg seize him, to come here, and I'm in better position. So that's just a brief sketch, but this initial part of the video you want to watch over and over so you understand how to control the different positions. That's going to be fundamental to setting up different takedowns to hooks. Be right back. Okay, now let me show you this head chancery and how you set it up for a realistic situation of how it'll happen against the big guy. So Vince is over here, just come at me slowly. He's coming at me this way. I bring my arm in. I got my underhook. From there, I'm moving in this direction. Okay? I'm not staying in front of him like this. This hand comes up to the back of his head, and I move in this direction, and I pull his head down this way. Once I've got it down, I cover it with my body. This part of my arm is coming across his face. I pull the other arm out, and I lift up this way. Okay? So now let's go. You start in this. Let's go again slowly. He comes. Boom. Here. I pull him down. My arm comes across. I trap his head. I lock my hands this way. And then I pull up this way. Very simple. Let's do from this angle again. Here, he comes. This arm, see how I brought my arm this way? So I'm changing my angle here to here. Underhook. I can pull with this underhook. But he has his head up from this position still. I grab the back of his head, I circle him this way, cover his face, pull my arm out, right there. Okay? Very lethal hold, wouldn't you say? Oh, yeah. It's not fun to have put on you, and you make sure you tap immediately. Don't play around with this. You let your chiropractor put it on you. Okay. So here he comes again, more fast motion. Boom. Here. Okay. Go again. Here. Right there. Okay. So that's one way to get it. Another way to get it is to be already chest to chest, belly to belly. Like this. Now, the pummeling skills come in very handy now. I pummel in. As I pummel in, I pull this arm out. I pull him down. I go right into the head chancery. Okay, from this position here, I pummel in with my left hand. I pull out with my right hand, grab his head, pull him down, got his head caught here, and lift up. So those are two very predictable situations you'll find yourself in which you can get this head chancery. Now, another way you can get it is, he's here and he shoots, let's say even for my waist or my legs, it doesn't matter. He reaches in for me, you pull your legs back. Now this isn't about sprawling like this way, okay? I'm not talking that way. I'm talking just getting my body back a little bit. He comes at me, boom. Now I'm pushing him with this hand, I'm coming here, across the face, binding it to me, grab, and lift. Same kind of way. He comes at me, boom, here, and right there. So I haven't even gotten to the ground yet, and these hooks and head chanceries and that are very lethal. I mean, they take a guy right out. You'll have people who will say, well, if you have me here, I'll just fall to the ground. Okay? Let's say he starts falling to the ground while I have this on him. I still have it. Okay? I'm still taking it. I don't let go because he decides to fall down. Okay? So here, I have him in this head chancery. He starts to fall. I go with it, right here, and still lift up. So you crowd him. All right. Now, let's go to guillotine and front face lock. All right. Now the guillotine choke, for me, look at me, little short guy like 4'11" or something. All right. And here's Vince. Now, a lot of the guillotine chokes you showed are to go around the throat here, grab the hand, and then lift up and go. Now, look at the leverage difference here. It doesn't work very well for me. Here, and go like this. See, he can just stop me. So I want to stop that problem. So, especially if the guy's 6'3" and 300 or whatever, I'm not going to lift my body and stretch this high in order to get him. So what I got to do with this guillotine choke, and this is the hooking way to do it, is I get the arm in there just the same way as I would this one. But I put this hand here, I put my hand on top of my own wrist, and then all I got to do now is lift up there, and I got it. Okay, just this much. Hardly any leverage involved in this other than my own forearm. Okay, so here he's coming for me. I slip for this. I go here, right there. This doesn't matter if you're standing or on the ground. If we're both on the knees, say, yeah, just back up a little bit. If we're both on the knees here and he missed a shot and I'm here, you can still get this from here. Or you can get the head chancery. All right, so again, the same setups I showed for the head chancery can be used for this guillotine. You can be here, move the guy, come across, right here. And the same setups can be used also for front face lock. So you've really got what? You've got 3 hooks, and you've got the same setups can be used for any of them. So basically, if you miss the first hook, you could flow right into the second or the third. So it's not that big a problem, okay? So for the front face lock, it's similar to the chancery. Some people might even call it the same, but I think there's a difference because I'm coming across the face. Instead of locking here, again, I'm coming here and locking and then pulling up. Okay, here, this hand's going on his trapezius. This arm is coming across, I'm trapping him against my waist, I mean against like my diaphragm, pectoralis area here. Boom, and I got it. Very simple hook, and again, it's on the ground, it's on the feet, and you got to know how to get into it other than, oh, the guy shot in on me. If that's your only way to get it, you're going to have trouble. Now, I'll show you one last way to get this. Let's say you're standing in here in this position and pummeling a little bit and the guy drops his head. I don't have an underhook here. I just have inside control. From this position, I just snap his head down. I'm right there. Boom. Okay? Very common for people to be like, hey, and fight that way. They don't know. So here, he drops his head, you pull it down more, boom, right there. Any one of the 3 holds you can get there, very simply. Okay, let's take a break and I'll come back and show you some more stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to show some other ways to crank the neck, as if this wasn't enough. All right, so let's say now that he shoots in on me, and he gets in pretty deep from here. But now I've got my sprawl going this way. From this position here, I have the ability to still get him in a neck crank. Now, it's not a front face lock, it's a neck crank. What I'm going to do is, I'm controlling his head here. I have a hold of his chin with my palm, like this. I don't have my arm all the way in here where he can grab my arm. I don't want that. I want to give him only a little bit. I have his chin here, and I'm back on him, and I grab his elbow. And I can pull his elbow in this way, and then I'm going to duck my head underneath and roll this way. Okay? Now from there I come on top, I change my weight, I still have his chin, I get my weight on top of his chest, and I pull his chin up to the ceiling that way. This is a great hold, okay? And then, boom, you can hit it fast. If somebody shoots in on you, boom, you're here, boom, that way, here, in the store. Very quickly. So here, we'll start from this side so you get a different angle. Here he shoots in, boom, I got his chin, I get back a little further, I pull his arm across, I roll underneath, I come on top, change my body angle, and then pull up that way. So this is one of my favorites, but I have to learn a new one now because I've taught you my secret. Okay, so I can stay one ahead of me. This is really, really good. And the thing you got to understand is that there are variations to even the way that I would say is wrong. It's not wrong, it's just a different way in terms of the guillotine. Here, there are many ways you can go into hooking a guy if you screw up, or if you like to do it this way better, depending on his counter. So let's say I have a guillotine this way, and he comes across my back like this to counter, which you'll see a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys do. This is a beautiful setup for the same hold. Step, seat belt, turn, crank, right there. Okay? So I can even set a guy up for this, knowing that he'll probably drape the arm over the back, thinking he's safe. Here, I'm going, he drapes, boom. Here, turn. One more time to this side. Here, he drapes, step in, arm comes across the waist, turn, grab. Okay. Now, double trouble on your knees. Yeah. If you're down here on the mat, there are so many different ways you can go into this, to different hooks and different pain holds that you can't even imagine. Let's turn this way. Okay. So here, let's say I'm in this position, going here. He comes across my back with this arm. Good. Now, I come across his back here from the knees. Same thing I showed from the feet. Now what I can do is slide this hand underneath, and now I got him locked. Now I pull in this way. Okay? That's a double trouble position. And I'm going to use my arm then, crank his head backward. So here, he comes across, boom, here. I get on top, there. So now I'm not holding his chin, I'm holding my arms, and I leverage back with my body this way. Here, boom. That way. Not too hard. Now let's say, last situation, before we get a drink of water. We need water when we're filming because these lights are hot. Anyway, if he has shot in on my legs here, and you're sprawling and you're trying to counter. Now, one of the things you'll see people do is run around the guy this way. Now, let's say I got out of trouble here. Let's say he's holding a single leg here, Okay, not that deep. Here, hold both hands. Yeah, now I'm scissoring my legs the opposite way and turning. You just missed a hook. You just missed an opportunity to hook the guy if you go behind him like that. You're thinking rear naked choke or whatever. Think something before that. Here, he's holding me. I start going behind him. Right there. Okay? Face crank. So it's a lot of fun. And here, start going behind him. Boom. There. Now if he somehow started to fall and move this way, hey, now you're coming here, and look at the advantageous position you're in already. So no need to get all the way behind the guy. Shoot in on my leg. Boom. You get the leg back here and lift up on this arm. Right there, that way. Now if he's lying flat on his stomach and you're behind him and you're thinking, get in there and choke, but he drops his chin. Right. Watch this. Here. Right there. Again, I didn't need to choke him. If I can, fine. But here, bring your elbow to the opposite side of his face, push it. Push his head over. Now grab his triceps. You've got a reverse crossface. Right there. Luthez and other old-time hookers would do this reverse crossface from a step over toe hold. Okay? So, let me just start here. Okay, let's say it here. And he come here. Okay? And do it. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful hold to put on a guy. He's going nowhere, and he's in lots of pain. And literally, when Tony Cicchini and I were talking earlier today about different hooks, the thing you got to understand is, an arm bar can break a guy's arm. Heel hook can break a guy's leg. But certain hooks, like these, if you just left it on when the guy's tapping, you can literally make a grown man cry within 5 to 10 seconds. Literally just cry his eyes out in agony. Let go of this hold. You know, let me die or whatever. So they're very powerful holds. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, so now what we want to show you is some other options other than just falling to your back. Okay, and taking the guy down. Now, let's say he's got a great double leg, which Vince does. Plus he's long and lanky, so if he gets his hands on me, I'm probably going down because he's just so damn big and long. Okay, here, he gets his hands here. What I can do now is I'm already, instead of going, okay, like this, I'm already planning my submission. Okay, I'm already planning my hook. So he shoots in, and I'm going for here. Okay, I'm grabbing this wrist right here, I'm twisting it out this way first. Grab my own hand. Your own wrist is fine, but your own hand gives even more leverage. I hook this foot here, and then I go straight up that way. That's it. I mean, you can have this on the way to the ground. All right, here, he's shooting in on me. Boom. Right there. So, hey, it's over. As fast as possible. So let me show you a couple details. Let's turn this way. You want to see my feet. Here, he's in. Okay, I'm falling. I'm getting this wrist, which was on my leg, wasn't? So it's not on the ground. Here, twist it out. Don't just grab it. Twist it out here, so now it takes away his ability to fight and move it around. See, if I'm just grabbing here, he can move his arm easily. Okay? But if I twist it out first, now move your arm. See, it's a lot harder to do. Now you can hook your foot like this. Here. And then here, straight to the back. And you can also arch and bridge, which add even more. Now I know a lot of guys, they learn it this way, where they come across the back and do it this way. It doesn't matter. All you need is this foot hook. Here, and you're right there. So that's a double wrist lock, countering a double leg. Again, much different than just saying, hey, I can't do it, I might as well just cave in. All right, now, if he is in this position now like this, and you don't particularly have the ability to throw the guy because he's big, but you want to be able to take him down with a leg attack because it's easier for you to attack the legs. here's a great way to get in on the guy's legs without getting his weight on you. And this is a move I learned many years ago from watching Dave Schultz, okay, who was an Olympic champion. Here, I'm pulling back this way, creating space, okay? So I move my butt back, I create space. Now I'm going to drop my level. I keep a hold of the arm, I drop my level, and I hook his leg here. That way. Okay, now I got him to the ground. You notice I just completely let go of him, but that's not the way I'm going to do it in a realistic situation. I'm going to be here, I'm going to drop, boom, this way. Now I can move up into him here, and I got like a reverse heel hook right there. Underneath, grab my hand, and crank that way. Now, this is not a heel hook where I'm over here on this side. This is reverse. I come under, and I can fall back if I need to, and be here, and crank. It doesn't take much for him to say uncle on this, huh? Okay, let's go again. So here, in the upper body position, I back up, I drop. Bring his leg to the outside. Here, my knees right in his balls. He's not wearing a steel cup, so that's perfect. Here, and then just crank. Okay, now if he's able to slip like that, you notice that. See, that means I didn't have enough weight here. I wasn't posting. So I want to be there. Or you can fall, and then I've got my knees like this hooked, my legs over the top, and then I crank that way. Now I'm not even putting my body weight into it. I'm just whoosh, like that. I'm being pretty gentle, so lie down again. I'm going to stay gentle, but I just want to demonstrate here. Okay, here, if I fall this way and get my leg over, put this leg down, yeah. You want to not only go this way, but you want to arch. You want to arch your back this way. Here. Okay, and you've got it. And a heel hook. Very simple, very easy to do. Okay, one more thing before nap time. Is here, same position. This especially works on big guys. Now he's about a 240-pound heavyweight. He beats up 300-pounders regularly. And one of them is a move I taught him. Now I haven't taught him much, but this thing I can take credit for. And that is my patented leg seizing move. And here, I'm going to turn my hips, and I reach in here, and I'm knocking him to the ground with shin pressure. So I'm coming in, I'm seizing, and then I'm going like that with my foot. All right. So here, you turn your waist, you get your feet perpendicular to each other. Get your shin going right on his shin. It's not going this way. It's going right on his shin. Let's turn this way. Right this way. As it's coming down, you're grabbing. See, look at the position you're already in. Okay? I can move back here and go for a heel hook. I can go for an ankle lock from this position. That's what I'll show. Here, fall to my side this way. This leg is going to go up and over his knee. There, here, up and over his knee. This leg is going to shoot into his back this way. My elbows up, and crank that way. Okay. So, as soon as you take the guy down, you go right into the hole. Here, boom, you move in, here, fall back, leg over, this leg slides in, elbow up, going right into his Achilles, pull in, and lean back. That way. Or I can switch to here, to a heel hook. Either way. All right, we'll be right back in a second. Okay, now let's work on some stuff right from the ground here. If he has a single leg on me, and we're on the ground, none of the stuff on the feet, I've got a couple things I can start to do. Let's give three options here. One is I get this arm in, and I whizzer and I turn my body this way. Okay? So here, this way. I get this arm in his armpit. We call this a whizzer in wrestling. And now I turn my body so it's parallel to his. You see, this way. Now from this position, it's very easy then to thread this arm under his arm and then go behind him. Many, many options I can perform here. Or I can whizzer here and then push into a quarter Nelson. That's what we're going to do next. So I whizzered, I stopped his shot, I push his head down, I put my hand on top of the hand that's on his head. Now I press his head down this way. Okay? As this is happening, I'm setting him up. Here, I'm pushing him down. Okay? Now I can turn and go right into a headlock position here. From here, come under his elbow, lock my hand, lift up to his knee. Right there, like that. Here, boom, whizzer, push, here. Now I can come into an arm bar. Right, this leg goes over the top, I'm coming back. Once I got his hand here, I'm grabbing at the end, and I turn my heels out, and my thighs are in, right there, okay? Rather than the legs being in and pulling my shins in and all that, just throw my heels out and push my thighs in, and then right there. So, a little different way, but very effective. So, now I've got a couple options. So, here, pushing, boom, I can turn, go right into here, come in. I've got a wrist lock, I can go to right here, or I can come under the elbow, lift up that way. A lot of different things, okay, from there. But those are two a lot of people can quickly learn. And then this way, pushing here, he comes under, I step over, I pull this leg out, come under, got the wrist right there. And when done quickly, you got the guy, because he's not expecting this. Here, boom, boom. Now let's say I get caught with this leg under here, like this. Some of you might have that thought. Well, maybe you couldn't pull it out and get it on. That doesn't matter. I can hook underneath his arm here, and I turn this way. Here, grab, turn. Okay, again. Here, push his head down, come here. My leg is caught under here. My right leg's caught. So I thread through like this way, grab the far rib, twist this way. Okay, so that's simple. Now, one of my all-time favorites is to do leg scissors from here. He grabs a single, I stand up with this foot, and I grab his wrist right here. I come under his armpit on the other side, and grab my own wrist. Now from here, I got a lot of things I can do. But my favorite is to just throw this leg forward, scoot back, and come right into a leg scissor choke right there. Let's turn the other direction. He has me here. Okay, grab the wrist, grab my own wrist. Sit under, push back, there. Now from this position I can also wrist lock him still, you know, and other good things. You can even get an Achilles lock from that position. If you have our October 24th Throw 'em Hook 'em seminar, you'll see that done there as well. Now, let's say I'm here, boom, maybe I throw him this way, make him on top. All right, going right in here, boom, push him down, jump up, here, instead of trying to get him here and hook his leg this way and hook this way, boom, right there. Here. Grab his arm, double wrist lock, sit this way, pull him, come on top, into this position, knee up, push. And it's endless, the amount of things you can do. But you're getting to see the picture of, if this guy shoots in on me, and I have the ability to just stop here and go, rather than just go here, you've got more options. And it isn't a matter of, how big and how strong you are, or whatever, to pull these holds off. It's a matter of practicing them and making them yours. So if you can do an arm bar, or a triangle choke, or a guillotine on a guy who outweighs you by 100, you can learn how to do these as well. Be right back in a minute. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 more takedowns that go right into a hook. And first one is going to be a foot sweep. And these are the last 3 for this tape. And I hope you're very satisfied, because there's a lot more where this came from. Here, from over and under position, if you get this heavyweight guy pushing into you, it's beautiful. So you can start it by pushing into him a little bit. He reacts. And when he reacts, he pushes back. You step your left foot in between his legs. Your left arm comes under his elbow. Your right hand that's here is pulling him. And you're pushing him this way. See? So you've got this kind of motion going. Okay? This kind of motion. Then this foot, my right foot, is going to come block right at his shin while I'm turning, which will throw it. Okay, so I push in, he pushes back, boom, right there, that way. Okay? Do it again, and then go right into a hook. Here, I push in, he pushes back, I step, throw, I overhook this arm that was still overhooked, put weight on his shoulder here, and then I crank this one. Oh, sorry. You okay? He's got bad elbows after many years of training. Didn't mean to do it that hard. He's going to beat on me next. Okay. Here, I push in, boom. That way, push, and then I crank. I'm not going to do it again on him. Just give you the idea. Once that arm is laced here, you could get something here standing, but it's pretty impractical. But after a foot sweep, and you're here, get weight on the guy, or come this way, push this hand into his shoulder, grab your own wrist, and then crank. And you got it. Okay, now the next 2. This one will do also from over and under position. What you can do again, like I did with that Dave Schultz kind of single where I went like this. This time, instead of grabbing his leg, I'm coming down, and this arm is going to come straight into his hip. So I'm opening up his hips and taking away his leverage and strength. Here, boom. And now I've got him down in this position, into an ankle lock. He may then bring this leg in, to push me away. I push it under his others, and then I lace it through this way. I grab my arms and I pull, because this is an Achilles right here. Achilles lock, right in there. Okay? Here, this position, boom, take down, I'm coming in, he's starting to kick, I push his leg underneath, bring my arm under. Don't bring it too far, because then you don't have your Achilles lock. You may have his legs laced, but you don't have your Achilles. You bring the arm to here, then you grab your hands, and then you pull straight into it this way. You can also fall back here, you go here, and sit. You got it. So again, let's start from there. Here, I lace him, I got him. I can fall back, put a leg over, stabilize him, and then his toes right up on my shoulder, just pull right in from there. All right, last one of the day. This is real nice. Nothing to do with his elbow. Okay, here, got an underhook. Instead of pulling him down, maybe he wasn't open for that because he was ready and he pulled his head back up and resisted. So now I'm going to slide my underhook hand down to his knee. Right here. As I do that, my body steps over here and I'm going here. This is a great way to take down a heavyweight. Not bragging when I say this, but I took down Bruce Baumgartner with this. He's a 2-time Olympic champion and weighs 285 pounds. And I weighed 175 when I did it. It might be the only takedown I ever got on him, but hey, I remembered it. He might not have. Okay, but here, I've got an underhook. I'm sliding my hand down, just letting it relax. Let's turn this way. Just let it relax and bring it like this. here, and then I spin out. You've got to spin, you've got to step up, and then you got to pivot. Your head is on the outside of his leg, you pivot, and now you come to his legs, okay, and knock him down. Here, boom. And now you drive into him, and you can come right into a heel hook right here, but see, I'm a little bit too far off. Look where this leg is lying. Okay? I'm going to grab onto his toes, move forward, put my knee right in his shin, and pull up. It's a shin lock. All right. And a beautiful hold at that. Here, spin, down. I move into him. Now he's turned the other way, so I can use the other knee. Grab a hold of his toes here, put the knee right here, this part of his shin. Here's the bone, here's where the muscle meets the bone. You want to press in right where they meet. Put the knee on, grab the toes, and pull straight in toward your body and toward here. So this way, here. Do not let his leg lift off the mat like this. Otherwise you don't have him. So you got to be aware that you can get this on either leg after this takedown. It doesn't matter. Just be aware of it. Here, boom. I take it down. I'm here. He's lying. This leg's underneath. Boom. I grab this toe here, and I got it. Sorry. I'm going to turn this way a little bit. So here, right after the takedown, I moved in. The knee right here. Hold up. Had fun? All right, guys. That's it for this Academy Award winner. Hope to hear from you soon. Come to our website, www.combatwrestling.com. Call, drop me a line, whatever. But like I said, there's more from where this came from. Expect more videos from myself and from Tony Cicchini in the future. All right, till next time, train hard. Okay, now we're going to redo a couple of the hooks, just that part, and show you without the takedown so that we get the proper angle and all that. So be right back.
Okay.
All right. First one here is the guillotine choke. The way we do it, the hooking method, is you get this arm underneath, so this blade is going up. Once you're there, you put this hand, your left hand on his trapezius, then watch where my left hand goes. My right hand, sorry. It goes here, on my own wrist. Now I still have his head trapped in there pretty good, and I lift up, right there. So one more time, here. You can come in a little closer on the hands, Johnny. Here, and up. This is all that lifts. It's not this. Okay, be right back. All right, now for the head chancery. Here, arm goes across the face here, rather than across the throat. Across the face, grab my own hands like this, hold his head tight, and lift up that way. Again, here, let me turn this way a little bit. Boom. And up. Right there. All right, now the front face lock. Coming across his face here, just like the head chancery. And now I put my left hand on his shoulder, his trap, and then my hand again goes on my wrist, just like I did for the guillotine. And then lift up, right there. So here would be the guillotine this way. Front face lock. Here, trap it with your chest and put weight on it so he can't get his head out. And then here. It's a lethal move, so don't mess around with that. All right, now the shin lock. The shin lock you can give from many different positions and all that, but basically, here he is. You want to here's the shin bone, right here. And then here's the muscle that attaches to the shin bone, right underneath it. And this is where the point is. right there. So even pressing in with my thumb here causes some pain. So what I want to do with the shin lock, I mean, you can get it with your knees or your elbow or whatever, but a lot of times after a takedown, once you get the guy down, I just move in with this leg. Okay, here. I put my knee right where the muscle attaches to the bone. And make sure I'm grabbing onto his toes here. And then from that position, okay, now the shin lock. You can get the shin lock from a variety of different positions and with a variety of different body weapons, okay? Let's say I've just taken him down as I did in the takedown for this. What I want to do now is I'm going to attack where his shin bone right here meets his muscle. So here's even the pressure point with my thumb where his shin bone meets the muscle. I push hard on that, I can get a pretty good reaction. So now you got to think of me using my knee. Now I can step in with this knee or with this knee. The way I showed you on the tape was, I think I showed both ways, but easiest way to learn right now is to just put the right knee down, right where the shin and the muscle meet, and then I press on that and keep his leg on the ground, and then I pull up right there. Now, if I use the other knee here, then this leg's here, I'm a little more stable. He can't move his leg. So that can be even preferable, okay? But either way will work. Also, you can use the elbow, put the elbow right there in that spot, right there. Okay, now again, my body's away from him. You can still get it from here, but a more stable way would be lying on his thigh like this, here. Now, let's say he moves up to try to choke me. You see, you might think, oh, your back's turned to him, he can choke you. He comes around, he doesn't have much time. So it's pretty immediate. All right, now the ankle lock, or Achilles lock. I'll start with the leg pinned in my armpit, elbow in tight like this. This part of my bone going up initially. Then I put this hand, my right hand on his shin, and then I put my left hand on top of my right hand from there. Now when I fall, I'm going to fall in this direction. Okay, I'm not going to fall straight back. I'm not going back this way or back this way. I'm going this way, here. Now, I don't have to keep my arms locked at this point. This leg, my left leg, is going to go up and over his knee. So here, goes up and over. Now, I can put it down like this, and my forearm is going right into his Achilles. My right leg is straightening into his, and then I'm going to arch back. Okay, so let's turn this angle. Show from several different angles here. Okay, so you can see what my bottom leg is doing. Here, boom, over. Bottom leg is going in like this. My top leg is going down like that. It's collapsing onto his leg and pinning it tight. Got this, kicking into him, arching. Okay, now this arm lock, elbow lock I did on him when I was on top after I believe after a foot sweep. I overhook his arm right here, just above the elbow, just slightly above here. And I pin my elbow to my side this way. Put my left hand on his shoulder, and then I grab my own wrist. I put my right hand on my left wrist this way. Now Vince doesn't like this one, so I'll be gentle. Here, right there. Just a slight movement with your right arm, this direction, will make him tap. Here. And it's like the guillotine in the front face lock. You really don't see the movement. It's just a straightening right there. Holding him right here at the elbow. What I want to do is slip my forearm underneath his elbow, like so. At the same time, I lock my hands, so they're going to lock this way. Here. Once I get that position, I don't lift up or do anything like that. I simply take my left arm that's under his elbow, and I lift that up right there. Right there. So it separates the shoulder or breaks the shoulder here, right there. So pretty simple to do. The other thing you can do from here is when you're here and holding him, oftentimes you can move your hand back and catch his hand, catch it right here. You can grab the fingers and then you simply just press down and gooseneck him there. So if I have his elbow posted nicely here on my thigh and I get him here, just boom, you go right there and get a tap. Sometimes you'll catch him here on the ground or whatever, right here. Okay. The double Achilles lock, close up on that. I'm here after I took him down, and he comes with this leg and he starts to kick into me. I push it underneath. I take my hand, I push his leg underneath, then my left arm comes under both. This way. Make sure you got the radius bone close to the wrist, right on his Achilles. Right there. Don't be here, elbow deep, right here. Then you grab your own hands. Now from here, I can get it. Boom, by that. But a lot of guys will roll. So if he rolls this way, or if I take him this way, you see, I still have control. Right here, his toe is still on my shoulder. Right here, still cutting in. Now, here, direct him under here. I can grab on, and I can direct the roll myself. This way, leg over, and then I can sit up and pull right there. So that's the double Achilles lock. Now for this reverse heel hook that I got from the Dave Schultz single. End up with the leg like this, and I put my leg in his crotch like this, and I come under right there. Now, if he just stays there, which some guys can, you just lift up on the heel and twist your body back into the toes. But if he's a good guy and he tries to move around in that, see, he's going that way, right? So what do I want to do is I want to direct this. I'm here, I come underneath the heel like this, and then I'm falling in this direction. My leg over this way. And then here, I'm lifting, and I'm going back at the same time. That way. And that's the reverse heel hook.